There there we go. And I'm going to mute people when they come in. There we go. And anyone else who comes in gets muted. Okay. All right. So low back. Let's start by getting on our mats, getting on the ground on your backs. There's Karen. Okay, so just come onto your back, spread open, arms wide, feet apart, legs wide, basically Shavasana. All right. Oh, here we are. Yeah, so keep the legs spread, keep the feet turned outward, palms up. And just start by feeling your belly rise and fall. And every time your belly falls, soften the lower back, the buttocks. And begin to turn your head from right to left, nice and slowly. And you know what to do. If you hit an area that's a little tense, you can stop there, breathe into it, or you can roll past it, whatever feels good. And as you're turning your head slowly from side to side, feel the eyeballs really relax. Your forehead, your tongue, everything, your jaw, and across your upper back, down your arms. Bring your head back to center here. Bend your knees. Take your feet out to the edges of your mat, way out to the side, and drop your knees together. And if your lower back isn't nice and flat into the mat, move your feet away from you so that you can get a really nice flat lower back. Chin to the chest. Press your knees together, draw your belly down, and just lift your tailbone a little bit. And release. So we're going to get this in not only the lower back with this pelvic tilt, but also, can you feel it between the thighs, inner thighs? Release. So just a lifting and a dropping of the sacrum. Now bring your feet a little closer to you. Okay. And now walk your feet in so that they're closer to one another. Okay, now get them so close that they're touching and the knees and the inner thighs are touching. Now draw your navel down and pick up your hips just a little bit here, sending your tailbone up toward your knees. Still feeling it in the inner thighs, releasing through the lower back. Release. Pick it up again. It's lower abdominals that are lifting this. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Pick up the tailbone some more. Release. One more time, pick it up. Release. By the way, Karen, focus on the lower back tonight is what we're doing. Okay, bring your knees to your chest. Grab a hold of your shins. Press your thighs into your body. And as you breathe, feel the lower back release here. Feel that nice open space you've made for it by putting your legs in this position. Arms in a T position. And spread the knees apart, put the knees over the hips, flex the heels. You're in a reverse tabletop. Soften across your upper back, draw your navel down. Now squeeze your legs together, make them one. Keep the heels flexed here. All right, we're going to go side to side. Now, if it's too much for you to flex the heels while you're doing this, you can relax the feet. I thought I'd bring some footwork in here while I'm at it. Side to side, slowly. Remember, we're just waking up here. The body, that is. And yeah, side to side, slowly, slowly, slowly. Next time your legs come to the left side, drop them down into the floor. And soften both legs, make them heavy. Notice where you feel this. And give it some breath. Soften into that left shoulder. Now take the left hand and grab that top leg where the knee is bent and pull that knee up closer to you. Keep the bottom one where it is, and then let it settle again. Release the arm, the hand. So we put just a little more twist in this. Now notice how there's a lot of restriction here in the torso, right? Because all the soft tissue is twisted. Send that breath deep right through that, right through. Send it through that twisted torso all the way to the belly. You can breathe out through the mouth if that feels better. Slide that top leg down so that it's lined up with the bottom leg again. Pull your navel back, pick the legs up, back to center. Make your T a T again. You might have to move things around. Rock your hips side to side, and then send your hips, walk them down toward the bottom of your mat, lengthening our spines here. Bring the knees in again, squeeze the legs together, soften the upper back. Here we go. Belly drops down. Legs fall slowly to the right this time. And let this be a passive stretch, okay? Don't hold the legs up at all. If you need to tuck a pillow or blanket underneath the feet, the legs, to make that happen, legs, not feet, sorry. Oh yeah, feel that twist. Breathe into this. And then you can grab that top leg, send it up a little higher if you want a little more. Release the arm and the hand again. And now look for that very deep belly breath. So it moves the belly. You know you're there when you get that nice ballooning of the belly. Slide that top leg down so it's lined up with the bottom leg. Squeeze the legs together, pull your navel back, bring the legs back to center here, and give yourself another hug. Okay, knees over the hips. Okay, we're back in that reverse tabletop. Now flex the heels, pull the navel down, bring the arms up, make two fists. Okay, you're looking at the tops of your hands. Press the hands together, the fists together, drop them between your knees, a little lower than the knees, okay? And then press into the fists as you pull the navel down, and you're going to feel this in the lower back. Stretching and toning the lower back with this move. Isometric. Tops of the thighs as well. Can you feel that? Inner thighs too. And release that. Okay, bring your arms overhead, but don't touch the ground. Turn your palms toward one another. Send both legs out really straight. The heels are flexed. Come up, bend the knees to the chest. Bring the arms next to your legs. Open up again. Come up. Overhead. Come up. Overhead, make it slow and strong. Come up. I'm throwing in the abs here right at the beginning. Open up, stretch it, open it up, stretch it, and hold. Pulse, pulse. Now listen, if it's too much for you to keep your arms extended, bring them behind your head. That's fine. If that helps your neck out, go for it. I'm going to do that. So really pulse, 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 pulse and hold. Now get your hands behind your head with intertwined fingers, elbows out to the sides. Send those legs straight out. Pick them up toward the ceiling. Make a wide V. Bring them together close to the ground. Lift them up. Send them to the side. Bring them toward the bottom of your mat. They're together again. Lift up. Too much for you to lift your head? Bring your head to the ground. Swing it together. Lift it. Nice. Head comes back into the floor. Open your arms in a T position. Palms are up. Turn the toes out and the heels together. Pilates like ballerina or ballet dancer pose or whatever, where you got your toes pointed out. Now begin to make some nice circles. And reverse those circles. Now feel how you get this really nice massage at your lower back as you're working out the abdominal muscles. All right, bend the knees, straighten the legs to the floor, let them drop. Arms overhead, give yourself a full body stretch here. Okay, now we're going to bring the arms up to the ceiling. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do a Pilates sit-up. Pull your navel down and slowly peel your back body off the ground. Now, if you need to bend your knees, I almost had to, I almost didn't make it. Bend your knees. And then you come forward into a seated forward fold, and then you come back again. But here's the deal with the Pilates sit-up. You round the back on the way down and pull the navel back, slow and controlled. Arms overhead, bring it up again. Come forward again, nice fold. Bring it back again, slow, slow, slow. Your belly is your brake. Draw that navel back to put on the brakes here. And arms overhead one more time. And a full body stretch. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Curl it out. Big ball here. Cross at the ankles. Kick your feet up to the ceiling, down to the ground, and come into seated pose. Okay, nice, easy pose. Knees to the sides. Palms at the tops of your thighs. All right, now are your shoulders over your hips or are they in front of your hips? Pull them back if they're in front of your hips so that the shoulders are over the hips. Okay, this gives your body a position where it can really relax because this puts everything in alignment, right? Now draw your navel back. We're going to make some hip circles here. So just some nice slow movements here, still opening the lower back, also getting into the hips. Now, if you close your eyes and you take awareness right behind your belly button, you'll notice that you're making a little circle with your belly button as you do this, right? Right, reverse, other direction. And bring it to seated pose here. Bring your right fingertips to the floor. Okay, bring your left fingertips in front of you. Push those fingertips into the ground and turn your belly button to the right. So you're looking to the right. Take your left hand, place it to the top of your right thigh, bend your left elbow, bring it close to your body, bring your right fingertips behind you, and twist some more. Breathe here, push through that resistance, just like you did when we were down. And bring it back to center here. Bring your right leg in front of your left, fingertips in front of you, and walk forward. Keep drawing that right knee toward the ground, opening again the lower back, and now getting deeper into that right hip. Fold over yourself and just breathe here. Soften. Let the breath open your back. Soften your chin. Let your crown fall. And walk your fingertips back. Okay. Now, right fingertips in front of you, left fingertips to the side. Draw your navel back, push into those fingertips, turn your navel to the left. Oh, nice spinal twist. Take the right hand to the top of the left thigh. Take your left fingertips behind you. Draw that right elbow into you. Twist some more as you press the right palm into the left thigh. Breathe deeply here. Take it all the way down to the belly. And bring it back to center. Switch legs. Take the left leg in the front. Right leg is closer to you. Okay. Fingertips in the front. Feel your base. Feel your sitting bones. Draw your navel back. And when you first start this, you keep the back straight. Press that left knee down. And then when you melt, you don't worry about a straight back. You curve it and you just drop right into your lap here. Lower back, left hip. Soften the back of the neck. Drop the head some more. And walk your hands close to you to lift. And spin the legs back, hands forward, looking for a tabletop pose here. All right, fingers are spread out. If they're not, take them apart. Middle finger is the one that's going straight up to make a T to the top of your mat. Lift your belly. Send a lot of pressure down into the edges of your palms and suction cup the middle of your palms upward as you press into the fingers. So listen, the hands are active. And when the hands are active, the arms are naturally active. Can you feel that? Okay, especially the triceps here. Now, draw your navel up, take your left knee in a little bit, send your right leg out with a flexed heel. Lift it up to the ceiling. Now, bend that knee and take it underneath you and take your nose to the knee. You're rounding your back here. Send the leg back again. Flexed heel. Bring it in. Send it out. Underneath you and back, underneath you, and pulse it underneath you. Press into those hands. Don't get lazy here. Keep it working. And send the leg back. Listen up. We're going to take that straight leg that's in the air behind us. That's our right leg. We're going to swing it over toward the left side of our mat, but it's still straight. Drop the toes into the ground. Push into the toe pads. Now, walk your hands just a step to the right hand and left hand, and then begin to push your left hip way back, and your toes will slide diagonally back, and you're going to really open up your left hip here. Now drop the elbows if you're low to the ground and the head, but keep that right leg straight. And lift your head. Begin to come forward with the chest again. Walk your hands back to the mat. Swing that leg back out. Bend the knee. Push the heel up to the ceiling. Press into the hands. Back is still straight. Now take that knee out to the right side and then send it back again. Knee to the right side toward the shoulder and send it back again. To the right. Remember, strong glutes help with to strengthen, to keep the lower back supported. So here we are working on the glutes. Send the leg back, take it to the side, keep it there, fire hydrant, thigh to thigh. I should go the other way so you can see me better. Thigh to thigh as you lift and lower. Okay, remember, you're still pushing into those hands. You're still staying strong in the upper body, okay? Belly is still lifted. So even though you have this intensity happening below the belly, you're going to stay strong above the belly as well. One more time, send the leg back, flex the heel, lift it to the ceiling, and this time look forward. Press into your hands and feel as if you want to drag your hands toward the back of the mat and press your heart forward toward the front of your mat. And release that knee. Curl both your toes. Curl the feet out, curl the toes on both your feet, and then press your hips back. Okay, so it's a child's pose with curled toes. Now press deeply into the toes as you press forward into the mat. Look forward, walk your hands back toward your knees and sit on your heels. See how my feet are underneath me with my toes curled? Now, take your hands and put them on your thighs and drop even more weight into your toes. This is really good for your feet. Press into the toe pads and come forward. All right, right knee comes in. If it's not, top of that foot comes down into the mat. You don't curl those toes. Send the left leg back. Flex the heel. Take it higher. Check out your hands. Make sure they're in a good position. Make sure your wrists are over your shoulders, shoulder width apart. Now here we go. Nose to knee, curling the back, and then send it back. Nose to knee, hold it round, push into the hands, send it back. So it's really easy to kind of just do this without a lot of effort. But if you really want some effort, lift the belly as that knee comes up toward you and press into the hands. Send it back. Press it in. And here we're going to just pulse. As you're pulsing, lift your belly. And send the leg back. All right. Now, bend the right knee, bring it toward the shoulder, and then send it back. Bring it toward the shoulder. Make this really slow and really controlled. Okay, we're really working those glutes in a really nice, deep, deliberate way. Send it back. Send it back. Keep it here. Thigh to thigh for fire hydrants. Lift and lower. Looking straight down at your mat, between your hands. One more. Keep it up there. Send the leg back. Flex the heel. And heel to the ceiling and pulse. I think we did this on the other side. I'm kind of drawing a blank. If not, it's okay. All right, bring the knee down. Okay, curl your toes, press back. Come up. Oh, no, I know what we did. Send that left leg back again with a flexed heel. Okay, keep the chest nice and high by pressing into the hands. You're not collapsing at all. Now swing that leg over to the side, to the right side as much as you can. Curl the toes and place the toe pads in the mat. Now listen into the floor. Listen, this is really important. Strengthen and lengthen that leg. Okay, so that leg is going to be active the whole time. Now, take 1 or 2 steps to the left with your hands. Now you begin to press back, and you're going to feel your right hip really open up. Keep the legs straight. Those of you who are really low, you can really drop into this. Otherwise, stay lifted, no problem. And just breathe into that right hip. And bring it up with the body. Walk your palms back to the mat where they belong. That left leg is going straight back again. Bring it down. Take your knees nice and wide to the edges of your mat and take your feet to the edges of the mat. So not a cobbler pose. We don't have the toes together yet. Walk your hands forward. Now, push your hips back with the legs really separated like this. And you're going to feel your pubic bone drop right between your thighs here. Now bring it up. Now, if you can, send the hips forward slightly and lift. Now, if that bothers your lower back, don't do it. Send it back again, frog pose. Yeah, oh, the inner thighs, the groin opens up a lot here. And then lift. And then, like I said, if you want to lift a bit with the chest, send it back again. Bring it up. Walk your hands back so that they're underneath you. Take the big toes together for cobbler pose. Now we're going to send it back. See, not quite as intense on the inner thighs, right, with cobbler pose. Now, slide your hands and arms forward as much as you can. Keep your back nice and straight. And then look down towards your mat. If you're low enough, you may even be able to put your forehead into the mat. Lifting up, walking your hands toward you. Okay, you are in a perfect position to curl your toes and come back into a nice squat, otherwise known as garland pose. And take your hands in Namaste Mudra. All right. We're talking lower back tonight, right? With this one, I want you to try to really release your hips. Don't hold them up. Let gravity take your hips and then shift some of your weight back. I mean, there's a tendency for us to shift forward because we're afraid of falling. We're not used to squatting like this very often. Now, press your feet deeply into the floor. Open the arms with the palms forward and press those legs back some more. And those of you who want more, you can rotate your palms back, bend your elbows, and bind this thing and drop your head. Back to garland pose. Press into the feet, lift up here. Open the arms to star pose. Gonna get a little. More open in the legs here if you want to separate them, feet facing forward. Now hinge from your hips. Okay, listen up. Rotate the left palm up, swing that arm back, bend the elbow, and you have it across your lower back. Bring the right arm forward. Look down at your mat. Okay, now slowly begin to drop. The right arm is coming down. Now come up. Bring it all the way up. You still have that left arm bound. Bring that right arm behind you. Now bring it forward. We're doing some shoulder stuff here. Release the left bind. Bend the right elbow. Take a hold of the right arm with the left hand and draw it across your body. You can straighten that elbow a little bit when it comes across. Get both arms out to the sides. Hinge from the hips, come on down. Turn the right palm back this time. Swing the right arm back behind you. I don't know if you can see it better this way. Yeah. Bend the elbow and place that hand at your lower back. Now listen, if you can't do that bind, that's absolutely okay. Take your left hand and arm in front of you, hinge from the hips and come down. That arm is coming down too. But just before the hand hits the ground, or just after, come back up, lift up, send that arm back behind you, and bring it forward. Release the right arm, palm to palm, come forward this way with both arms. Take your right hand into the ground just underneath your face. Turn your body to the left as you lift your left arm up. Those of you who want a little bit more in that right inner thigh, bend the right knee and press that right inner thigh down. That's just an add-on, just if you want a little more intensity. Straighten it up. Turn your torso forward. Lift that right arm. Come up to star pose. Take your hands in Namaste Mudra. Turn your feet out. Bend your knees. Sit in horse pose or goddess squat. Take your mudra down to the ground as you sit more deeply. Press those palms into each other and press the soles of your feet into the ground. Okay, draw your navel back. Turn to the right and then to the left. Intense through the belly. Do you feel it? To the right and to the left. You got a lot going on. You're pressing into the hands. Thighs are really working. Abdominals, press into those hands. Bring it back to center. Bring it into a star pose here. Turn your toes forward, come down. Take the left palm right under your head. Turn your torso to the right and lift the right arm. Feel that left leg now? You want more? Bend the right knee, press the left thigh downward. It's intense. Straighten both legs if they're not. Take the right hand next to the left, move the left one over a bit. Walk your hands forward for a wide dog. Glide forward. Walk your hands back towards your mat. Take your toes out, heels in, okay? And just bounce your hips up and down to the ground. Controlled, lift your belly. And bring it all the way up with the arms open here. Hold on to a big beach ball as you really open your back. The ball's pressing into your front body. Squeeze it. Turn the palms away. Push that ball into your back body. Dig your elbows into it. Lift your chest. Back of your head falls into it. Bring it forward. Balls in front. And then in back. And then up to star pose again. Bring it down, hands to the ground. We're going to turn this. So, I don't know what position you're in. Okay, forget it. Toes out, heels in, round up. Look toward the front of your mat. I don't know what position you guys are in. Okay, so let's do it this way. Inhale up, swan dive forward. Take your palms toward the front of the mat. Walk your feet toward the back. We're looking for a down dog here. So walk your dog out. Okay, don't underestimate how important the calf muscles are. Stretch them. Calf muscles are so important, not only for the legs, but for the ankles and the feet. Yeah, so really work the calves with this. Keep the belly lifted, push the hips back, and settle into this now. Okay, take your right foot in, press your right heel back, lift. Oops, I said right. Take your left leg in, left heel back, lift your right leg. Push your chest back towards your thigh. Nice. Turn your hips and open them to the right. Lift your right ankle to the ceiling. Oh, feel that left inner thigh. Lift it a little higher. Feel the outer glutes, right side. Now pulse that ankle to the ceiling. Slow and controlled. Keep that leg lifted. Turn your torso toward the mat. Glide forward until your shoulders are over your wrists. Okay, now push that leg up and press back again. Another three-legged dog. Come forward, single-legged plank. Come back, three-legged dog. Look forward. Right foot comes forward between your hands. Shimmy the left toes back. Keep that back leg nice and long. Squeeze the left butt cheek. That's going to lift the thigh. And then squeeze the thigh muscles around the femur bone, the thigh bone, and then press your right heel back so we can get the calf muscles in the picture again. Now walk your hands back a bit and come to the fingertips so you can lift the torso slightly, and then just press your hips forward. Keep that back leg nice and strong, long and straight. Press deeply into the right foot. Begin to straighten that right leg for pyramid pose. Walk the hands back, fingertips forward. Bend the elbows back, drop into the thigh, into the shin. Now just notice how splayed, how open your legs are here. Also open is that right leg and that right hip. Back of the left leg, all of that is wide open. Bend the right knee until it's over the ankle. Walk your hands forward. Drop your knee to the ground, the left knee, top of the left foot. Walk your fingertips back again, and again look forward and press your hips forward. It's just another way of getting to those hip flexors on the left side. Now straighten your right leg, toes up to the ceiling. Okay, dig the heel into the ground. Walk your hands back again, and again we're going to come down. Bend the elbows. Oh, there it is. Weight of your body is opening the back of your right leg. Feel that. Oh, that sciatic nerve getting nice and toned from the hip all the way down to the heel. Walk your hands forward. Plop your left foot into the ground again. Curl your left. Lift the knee. Look back at the foot, the left foot. Take it a bit forward and out to the side. You may want to walk that right foot over two. Make two tracks, one for each foot. Come on up, warrior one. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Okay, press into the edge of that back foot. Reach up with the fingertips. Put your hands, your arms in a cactus pose. I gotta get safe here. Go to the hardwood. The carpet's slippery. Okay, so here we go. Cactus arms. Pull them back. Lift the chest and the palms to the ceiling. Push the hips forward. And release back into warrior one. All right. Feel the strength of your foundation here. Okay. Fire up that left glute, send it down the leg to the outer part of the foot and reach forward. Turn the palms away from each other. Bring your wings all the way back. Lift your heart and fly right over that thigh. Bring only the right arm forward. Send it down to the inside of the right leg. Press them into one another. Turn your torso to the left. And now bring that left arm up. And now bring it over your head. Now bring it up again. And if you're a binder, you can bind the top arm, possibly the bottom arm as well. Release the bind. Cartwheel up to warrior two. Okay. Rotate that right palm up. Bring it up and overhead. Reverse warrior. And warrior two again. Bring both arms up. Swing the torso forward. And let's flow down to pigeon pose, right hip. So walk the right foot over. Drop the right knee to the other side. Send the left leg straight back. Level your hips to the ground and then come down with your weight. And lift this up. Swing your left leg forward, right knee to the side. This is my favorite lower back release. Okay, left leg forward, right out of the hip. Okay, fingertips into the ground. Flex your left foot. Come forward just a little bit. You're just hinging forward with the spine. And then drag that leg back along with the sitting bone. Now make your way over it. Really press that right knee down, down to the floor. Lift your head just enough so you can see your left foot. Take your right hand over the top of that ankle or leg. Grab the side of it. Bend your right elbow. Take it down to the floor. Swing your left arm to the side and just turn slightly to the left side in this position. If this doesn't feel okay for you, don't do it. Breathe into this. It's a nice, intense spinal stretch. Release back to center. Come down over that leg again. Drop that right knee to the ground or toward it. And come on up. Swing the left leg back. Palms are under your shoulders. Back foot has the toes curled. Lift that back knee. Squeeze that left butt cheek. Now listen, separate those fingers and press into the hands. You should have enough power to bring the right leg back and come into a nice plank pose here. Now lift the hips, walk the feet forward a bit, down dog. Cycle some breaths through this dog, clear it all out here. Right foot comes in this time, left leg lifts. Can't forget about that right leg, drop the heel, get the back of it. Push your chest back towards your leg. Feel your fingertips and palms pressing into the mat in front of you. Turn and open your hips to the left. That means you're going to have to press into the right hand even some more. Flex the left heel, splay the toes open, and start pulsing that left ankle toward the ceiling. Yeah, concentrated thigh, lateral glutes. Lift it a little higher. Turn your torso toward the ground. Keep that leg lifted. Float forward until your shoulders are over your, shoulders are over your wrists. But listen, keep your belly lifted. If you can't do this, just stay in a three-legged dog. Come back to a three-legged dog. Float forward again, those of you who are floating. And up and back again. Look forward. Left foot comes forward this time. Shimmy the right toes back. Squeeze the right glutes. Press the right heel back. Yeah, go for a feeling of stretch in the calf muscles. Okay, now walk the fingertips back, lift the torso a bit, and push the hips forward just a tiny bit, just so that you can start feeling at the front of the right thigh, those hip flexors. Upper, more like toward the hip. Okay, now straighten the front leg, drop the right heel back, walk the hands back some more. Fingertips are facing forward. Now bend the elbows and drop your forehead to the leg. Push that right heel back. Okay, there it is, the sciatic nerve on the left side. Bend the left knee, bring it forward. Drop the right knee, top of the right foot. Walk your fingertips back. Lift your torso nice and straight. Now press your hips forward again. Dig deep into your left sole of the foot. Straighten that leg. Bring the toes up, bend down. Come forward again. Curl those toes behind you. Lift the knee. Squeeze the butt cheek. Look back at the right foot. Send it out to the side, about 45 degrees. Maybe walk the left foot over. Look for your train tracks, one for each foot. And come up. Warrior one on this side. Oh, just feel your foundation. Soften the back of the neck, the base of the skull. Yeah, soften it. Soften the mind, right? You just get everything soft. Just the body here. Now, come forward. Turn those palms away from you. Bring your wings back. Squeeze your wing bones together and lift your heart. Send your left arm forward. Drop it to the inside of the left leg. Press them into one another. Come on, I want you to really press. I want you to press so hard that you feel it in your left glutes. Now lift your right arm. Bring it overhead. Bring it up again. Binders can throw a bind into this. Release the bind. Bring it overhead, cartwheel up into warrior two. Soften the shoulders, lift the heart, press into the feet. Now listen, feel as if you want to squeeze your inner thighs together. Yeah, so you want to bring it all towards center. Get nice and stable. Left palm up and overhead, right arm, lose it behind you. Back to warrior two. Warrior one. Come on down, moving it into pigeon pose here. So those back toes, you need to curl them forward. And send that right leg straight back. Remember to level the hips before you come down. Slowly lifting up, swinging the right leg forward, left sole of the foot into the right inner thigh. Check out the alignment of that right leg relative to the right hip. Fingertips here. Here's where we just hinge. You just hinge your elbows back. I'll go sideways so you can see. Okay, so you hinge your elbows back just a little. See, my back is still straight. And then I drag or scooch that right foot, right heel, and the right sitting bone back. And then you come forward some more. And then you just drop that whole attempt to keep a straight back and you melt into this. Okay, lift your head just enough so you can see your foot. Take your left hand over the leg, grab the ankle or the inside of the leg, bend the elbow, take it down toward the ground. Take your right fingertips to the side of you and just twist slightly to the right. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Take it deep. Take it back to center and just drop into that leg again. And walk your hands back. Okay, send your legs back. You know what? You can just come to tabletop, curl your toes, and lift. Okay, stand with your feet a little closer than hip distance. Bend the knees and sit back in a chair, taking your arms forward. Draw your navel back and sit a little deeper. Come up. Open the arms, lift your heart to the ceiling. Bring your arms back up, straighten. Bring your arms forward, sit in that chair again. Deeper. Nice. Push into the feet. Feel the thighs work. Take your arms to the sides, palms up, lift. Arms come in front of you, sit. Palms turned away from one another, push it open. Push your wing bones together, lift your heart here in chair pose. Swing your arms forward, lift up. Swan dive forward and come down. Oh, a nice forward fold feels good right now. Yeah. Traction for the neck. Release it. Nice heavy skull, release it. Place your palms into your shins, look forward, lift your belly. Refold again, standing fold. All right, take your feet a little teeny bit farther apart, not too far. Bend your knees. We're going to waterfall. Swish back, come up, exhale. Inhale. Inhale. 3 more. 2 more. Last one, make it good. Blow it all out. All right, your knees are still bent. Your head is still heavy. It's just dropping in front of your knees. Palms up. Slide them under your feet. Press your toes deeply into the heels of your palms. Bend your elbows to the side. Drop down. Push your butt back a little bit. Get a little deeper. Bend a little deeper. Release your hands. And we're going to slowly roll up. Come to the top. Find your mountain pose. Bring your right arm up. Relax your left arm and your left shoulder. Drop your tailbone toward the ground. That's going to shift your pelvis forward. Release your lower back a bit. Bend your right elbow. Grab the side of your head. Take your right ear to your right shoulder. Oh yeah, left side of the neck. Stay here for a while. Let's just really let that neck have the opportunity to release here. So, the neck, you don't want to struggle with it, right? You want to coax it. You want to coax it into releasing. And head back to center. Right arm comes down. Relax that right shoulder. Left arm comes up. Bend the elbow. Get the side of the head. Take it to the ear. There it is on the right side. And release. Head comes back to center. Arms up and overhead. Namaste Mudra to your heart. Forehead drops to your fingertips. And release down to the ground. Belly down. Let's just chill in crocodile pose for a bit here. Feet toed in. Okay, hands are stacked and then the forehead rests on the top hand. All right, lifting it up here. Coming into a Sphinx pose. So the elbows are under the shoulders and the arms are in an 11 position. They're parallel. Okay. Now press your toenails into the ground and then press your thighs into the ground and then lift your pubic bone. Roll it to your belly button. I know it's kind of hard to do here. Drop it down again. Now press into the hands, into the elbows. Send your heart forward as you try to drag your hands back, but they're stuck in the mat. Release and drop your head. Again, look forward just a little bit. Send your heart forward, drag your hands back. And release. Take it all the way down. Bring your palms chest level this time. Feet are toed in. Moving into cobra pose here. Lift your pubic bone, roll it to your belly button, release that lower back again. And here we go. Peel your front body off your mat. Try to press into your hands as little as possible. You want to use those back muscles. That's what this is about. And then I know some of you like to come all the way up into a back bend from your cobra. And then come back down just as slowly. Forehead to your mat. And coming back up again. Take your time. And bring it back down. And then once you touch your forehead to the mat, turn your head to the side, open up your legs, keep your feet toed in, arms to the sides of the body, palms flipped up, elbows bent. And now very slowly turn your head to the other side, rest into the other cheekbone. Then bring your head back to center, press your palms on either side of your chest to push up into a tabletop. And then lift your belly and curl your tail and slowly come back, drawing your hips toward your heels very slowly, opening up the spine on the way down. Curl into your little ball. And take a few breaths there. Flip it over if you're staying for Shavasana. All right, so awareness to your breath. And now scan your body, look for any areas that are holding tension. Any kind of tender areas, go there. Observe those areas. Give those parts of your body breath. And now count your in-breath and let your out-breath be the same count. So we have an even in-breath, out-breath pattern. Now, at your in breath, when you're right at the top of your in breath, when you're at the end of your in breath, hold that breath within you for 2 seconds and then send out the out breath. Same count that the in breath was. This is a really good way to calm yourself if you're ever in a situation where, you want to focus on your breath, but it's difficult counting your breath. And now you can let go of the counting, but stay with your breath. Notice the flow of your breath and how it makes your body feel. Okay, so this type of breathing naturally triggers the relaxation response, the parasympathetic nervous system, as opposed to the flight and fight part of your system. This is the relaxation, the flip side. Now take your awareness to the back of your skull. Feel where your skull is touching the mat or the floor or pillow, whatever is supporting you, and drop your skull more deeply into that place. Let your neck muscles completely relax. Your head is being supported by whatever is beneath it. Neck muscles do not need to work here. Now feel a deep softening within your eyeballs. And feel the eyelids soften and the eyebrows, space between your eyebrows, your entire forehead. Feel your scalp release. Feel it soften over the top of your skull. Feel a deep release at the base of your skull, where your neck ends and your skull begins. Soften there. Now notice where your jaw joints are, right and left side. Soften both, even if that means opening your mouth. Relax your tongue at the bottom of your mouth. Feel all the small, intricate muscles of your tongue relax. Feel the roof of your mouth relax. Your lips, cheekbones, bridge of your nose, your entire face. Now go back to your breath. Be next to it as you breathe. Follow it. Just experience your inner landscape. Okay, this is a place only you can visit. Okay, this is home. Feel your heart soften. And as your heart softens, if emotions arise, let them arise. Feel them and let them go. Okay, don't have to hold on to any of it. Just allow yourself to feel it and then to release it. And if in tonight's Shavasana you want to place a prayer, an intention, or a sankalpa, you can do that now. Now release that. And simply rest and be aware of your breath and your inner peace. Slowly make your transition. And then roll to one side. Make your way to seated pose again. And from seated pose, extend your arms, palms up. Inhale overhead. Put your hands in Namaste Mudra. Bring it to the heart. Namaste. Hey, Chris. It's just you and me. Have a great weekend.